Salah Dine, welcome to FPIR and congratulations on your appointment as chair of the Research Directors Group. And before we talk about the wider research environment and the group itself, I just wondered if we could find a little bit about you. So, how long have you worked in the industry?
Good morning, Andy. Yeah, I'm working in the industry for more than 20 years now, mainly in the Swiss environment, so in Swiss pharmaceuticals, and I'm now working at Novartis.
Fantastic. What's your current role with
I'm in charge in preclinical safety, and I'm working in a group of preclinical safety, and so this is my area of passion over the past years, trying to find the best drugs for patients and the safest drug for patients as well.
And any particular areas of research or that's key of interest to you?
The interest in working in safety is that we are covering very broad areas, and so I'm working in all disease areas that are possible. But there are some interesting areas now that are part of my heart, which is the advanced therapies and cell gene therapies. Those are coming back. There were some hopes in the past, were not realized, and now it's coming back, and this seems to be very promising, and I'm very excited about that.
So let's talk about the wider research environment in Europe then. So what do you think are the main sort of exciting areas of research that are currently happening in Europe?
Yeah, we are seeing now a big and fascinating transformation in the research area. We are seeing the realization of what is called precision medicine. And precision medicine speaks for having the right treatment for the right patient. In the past, we were not really able to understand who could respond or not to the treatment. So everyone was treated with a drug, and some patients, unfortunately, were not responding. Today, thanks to the molecular pathways and understanding better the diseases, we are able to identify very early on who is likely to answer to the treatment. And therefore, we will not treat patients who will not be responding. So this is very exciting. It's called precision medicine, so it speaks by itself. You have to be much more precise on what we are doing, from the efficacy side, but also from the safety side. So we need to make sure that patients are not going to have side effects. If you could predict that early on, based on the molecular pathways of the patients, this is going to be a major advancement. So this is something that is moving now in Europe, and all companies, academics, and the institutions are really excited about that.
Sure. One key feature of the European landscape seems to be the Innovative Medicines Initiative, and a big sort of public-private partnership. And I just wondered if you had any views on what have been the sort of successes and the challenges of working in that kind of way.
Yeah, public-private partnership. It's an important initiative. The pharma industry was doing a lot to try to get the medicines to patients. However, there are a lot of gaps here and a lot of complexities in understanding the diseases. In the drug development is very complex. So for the past few years now, we have realized that we better join our forces and get more stronger in tackling some difficult tasks. And for example, if you take complex diseases, one company alone will not be able to succeed. We know that. So joining forces to better understand the disease, and again, coming back to the concept of precision medicine, you need really to understand the disease before starting to really investigate in trying to find new medicines. So I've seen in the public-private partnership a real change in the way we are thinking about how we can advance medicine. This is really exciting.
That's great, thank you. So, yeah, I suppose there's pretty well documented challenges in Europe as a whole as well at the moment in the fiscal environment and the sustainability of healthcare and so on. But from a research perspective, what are the main challenges that you and your colleagues across the research community are facing?
Yeah, the healthcare system is facing difficulties. Budgets are becoming tight, and the cost of development for those new medications is becoming more and more expensive. And so how do we reconcile those two is very important. And I think the idea here is that we will think more about the outcome of a drug or a medication, not just simply delivering a product, but delivering something that is going to add value for the patients And, and this could be looked at by different factors. One factor could be the adherence to the treatment. You may know that patients, particularly the elderly patients, may not take their medication regularly. They forget. They do not do it in an adequate way, and that's detrimental to them. So can we ensure that we have an adherence? Can we ensure that there is response to treatment? Can we ensure that we have safe drugs? This is the whole package that is going to be offered in the future, which will define a better outcome for the patients, rather than just defining a price for a drug. So this is what we are facing now, a change in the value proposition from the pharma industry. And I think we are aligned now with hopefully with the institutions to find the best way for that in Europe.
Okay, thank you. So let's talk about the group itself, the Research Directors Group, and I just wondered what your sort of view of the role of that group is in the context of a global pharmaceutical research community.
Yeah, the Research Director Group, which is called RDG, is a very important and key committee for the EFPR. This is aimed at realizing some of the objectives for the EFPR in terms of the science and innovation. So we are following some of the objectives and making sure that we are delivering there. We have some important tasks that are in front of us, like data transparency. So we are implementing the data transparency activities. And so we will make sure, and this is really exciting with the group of people that we have, that we are going to boost Europe for becoming more innovative. And this is by joining forces. And I can see that now by talking with my colleagues, with the RDG, we see very innovative companies. And joining forces, we will see that it is going to be much more visible to people that Europe is very innovative, more than sometimes than we talk about it.
Yeah, that's great. So are there specific projects or areas of focus that you have in mind that the group will be working on over the next 18 months to 2 years?
Oh yeah, so we have many projects, but the RDG is responsible for the implementation of the Innovative Medicine Initiative, which is called IMI. We are moving now to what is called IMI 2. We have successfully delivered on the IMI 1, and the projects are ongoing. This is aimed at joining forces, again, between the industry, the academics, the regulators, and the Commission is helping to do that. So there's a partnership between the industry, which is providing in-kind contribution, and the Commission, which is supporting with cash some of the innovative activities. So this is an important initiative. It's impacting the entire spectrum of the drug development, from research to market access. And we are seeing some changes in regulations potentially, some guidelines are being changed thanks to that, and some innovative approaches are realized now thanks to this initiative. This is one of the most important activity for the RDG, ensuring that we are going to have major impacts in Europe thanks to the IMI.
Sure. Okay, thank you. So if you look back at we go to the end of your tenure as chair of the group, and you were to look back, what would be the things that you would see as great to have achieved if you were to look back on your time as chair?
Yeah, I think that's an interesting question, and of course we are putting some stretch objective to ourselves, and if I project myself to the end of my tenure and say what would be the success, I would say that we have been able to implement some activities that are enabling to have medicines to patients much faster than they are now. And there are some particular areas of interest, and like the antimicrobial resistance, which is a public health potential problem. So if we could really accelerate the access of new medicines to patients, that would be a major success. The other area would be the realization of what is close to my heart. This is the advanced therapies, cell engine therapies. We are seeing those developing now. It's new, and the framework is not really established. A big success for us would be that we have established a framework, that Europe is the place where we will go for developing those medications and offer that to patients.
Yeah, it's exciting. It's exciting. So finally, Salah Dine, how do you, I suppose if we look forward 10 years or so, what do you think will be the sort of key features of the medical research landscape, or where will we be in 10 years, do you think?
That's a challenging question, where we will be. But what I can tell you is we will have a better interface than we have now between the medicine, biology and technologies. So you can see that the development of the digital health, digital technologies is to the public, very common, smartphones, etc. We will be using more those type of technologies to the medicine, and being able to monitor in real time what's the effect of a drug, or identify when it's time for a patient to take the drug. So we will be connecting those new technologies with what we do in research. We are already doing it now, but certainly in 10 years, we will see much more on those interactions.
It'll be fascinating to see, I'm sure. So, Salah Dine, thank you for your time today. I hope we can catch up with you in a few months and see how things are progressing.